Yeah, you're welcome to Sweb Studios. Now, I'm going to be teaching you how to create a tank like this. Okay, a vertical tank in Revit Mep. Now, this is based on, I'm doing this training based on a student's demand. So this is a training. Okay, but at the end of the day, I'm going to make part of it shared, but not all, because it's a paid class. Now, I'm also going to be doing underground tank. She sent me the picture. This is the picture of that, but let me start with this tank first. It's not difficult, but it's very technical for you. I created this, so that's why I showed it first. Now, to create something like this, the first thing you need is you need to draw something like this. Okay, you need to draw 4 walls like this. The reason is that we want to make use of either of the sides. We'll use it as, because normally if you're drawing in Revit, if you go to your level 1, this is very important, you always start drawing from the level 1, right? But this time around, if you want to draw, you don't draw. If you want to draw tank like this that is vertical, you don't draw it from this level like that. You don't just start it. Okay, even if you may be at this level, you don't just say, okay, for instance, now let's assume I'm going to make use of wall, that I'm going to make use of wall to draw the tank, which is not what I'm going to use anyway. Now we start, maybe we'll pick, after picking wall, you pick any of these tools and draw whatever you want to draw. Okay, but that's not what we want to draw. Now I try to make use of this circle. Let's assume it is circle. The only thing you achieve is going to be a cylinder. This is what you can achieve. There are some other tank you can draw like that, so this is what you can achieve. But if you want to achieve something like this, this is difficult, but not very difficult. It is very achievable. Okay, so that's why I'm going to show you how to go about that. Now, to get that done, what you do is that first, now I'm going to erase this, or let me leave it first. You're going to first of all draw, you pick a wall, the wall tool, so you draw a rectangle. I'm going to erase this first original one that I created so that you see what I'm doing. So when I check it in 3D, this is what it's going to look like. Okay, now I need to draw, this is not where I'm going, but I need this to achieve this. Now let me delete this because it's constituting nuisance on the screen. So what I'm going to do is, there's a command. If you come to this architecture under component, if you click this arrow facing down, then we'll make use of model in place. Now you come down, you scroll down, and now I want to create a mechanical equipment. I'll say okay. That's what I selected. I'll say okay. Please follow the lecture through. Now I'm going to say it's going to give any name, no problem. The reason why you're seeing mechanical equipment 2 is because I've created one before, so automatically it named it mechanical equipment 2 for me, because I've created one before. So that one was named automatically as mechanical equipment 1. So the next thing I'm going to do is to click OK. But if you want to change the name according to the way you want to do your label, you can change the name, all right? But I'm just going to leave it for the purpose of this class, so I'm not going to change the name. I'm going to leave it at that. Then I'll say OK. Now this is where the business starts. Now if you look at this screen, we have things like extrusion, we have blend, revolve, sweep and blend, or sorry, sweep, blend and some other things. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to be making use of a tool called revolve. Okay, now for me to do that revolve, I'll pick the revolve. All right, now how do I start? I'm going to make use of one of these tools. Now, very important, because I want to create a standing tank. So I'm not going to start drawing it from the ground. So what I'll do is I'll have to draw it on. So you see the reason why I want to make use of this. I'm going to start drawing it from the surface of this wall. Either of the surface is where I'm going to draw it from. So I'll pick the surface as my work plane. What I mean by work plane, like we have been drawing on the ground, that's it comes from the ground, it goes up. So this building now, the work plane was, you see that level 1, we drew it from the ground, then it will extrude up. But this one now, I'm going to, because I want to make use of revolve, so it's a different thing entirely. So I'm going to change my work plane. What do? I'll say set. So automatically is, see, so if you select this set now, it will ask you to, you have options for specify a new work plane. I'll say no, pick a work plane. All right, now by default, if you see this square here, this square is telling you that this is the original work plane. That's the meaning of this language, in case you want to change it. Now I want to create a new work plane. All right, so that's why I selected this. Then I'll now say OK. Now once I say OK, I'll look for my work plane. So I want the thing to start from ground and extrude up. Okay, that's why I'm not picking ground. Watch, I'm going to pick, you see the reason why I'm picking a face like this. So when I select this face, I want to be very, very sure that it is the face of this wall that I've selected. Now you will now select this show. Okay, this is still not bad. Let me select I want to select the whole of this. So it's just picking a side. Let me select this side now. So let me say show and see. It has not given me what I want. So you have to be very, very sure of the work plane. So it's still this. That's not what I want to make use of. So let me set it again. Okay, I think we may still make use of that. Let's see. Okay, let's use this side. So I want the idea is that I want to make use of side. It could be any side, either this side, this side, this side. So it's just side but not top. That's where the problem. Don't make use of. So let me select this. I can see good. So you can see it has selected the full face. So this is what I want. Now for me to draw, now that means I have to draw on this plane. Okay, so I will now come, you see this cube, this view cube, front. I'll select the front now. Now for me to see what I'm doing very well, I'll come here, the visual style, change it to wireframe. So I'll pick my line. I'll draw the height of whatever I want to draw. Let's assume my tank is let's say 2.5 meter or whatever, or let's just leave it for the purpose of class. Let's leave it like this. Now I'll give it an offset of half of the tank that you want to create. If the tank is I'll make use of the radius. Okay, so if the radius is, radius is diameter divided by 2. Okay, so if the diameter of the tank is 1 meter, that means the radius is going to be 0.5 meter. But I'm making use of millimeter here. So let's assume the radius now is 500. So I'll put 500. That means the diameter is going to be 1500. That's the offset. So that is done. So the bottom here, I'll make use of this arc from here to here, and I'll draw. All right, now on this side I'll also make use of arc. I'll raise it up. Now this is, so I'll pick a line. I want to create the nozzle. So I will just cleverly create. So you have to be very, very smart about it. The nozzle will start maybe somewhere around here. Now I will make use of a reasonable, or specify the dimension instead. I think that's the better word. Now I'll offset it, say 100. Sorry, offset 100 on this side, on both sides. I think 100 is not bad, but I don't want the nozzle to be too big. Let me use 50. Let me use 50. So you can make use of 100 if you want. Okay. Okay, good. This is good. So I'll delete. I'll erase this. I'll erase this. I'll erase this. Now, once you understand, all you need is to understand the step. I'll trim this. Once you understand the step, the rest is history. You can do it on your own. So now the next thing is to cover this up. Now I'm trying to create a flange. Now I'll offset this up. Just give it. Will 50 work? No, 50 will be too big. Let's use 10. No, 10 is too small. Let's use 20. Good. Now I have this. I'll still offset this to this side. To this side. So I'll join them together. Watch what I'm going to do. Now that I've created this, it's still not correct. Please, it's still not correct, but I'm still a work in progress. I'm going to select this, trim off this part. Okay, now I haven't done this. I'll create something like this up again. So what I'll do is that I'll just select this, or let me offset this. Let me not select. I'll offset this to let me use 50 this time around. There's no problem even if it is 50. So I'll still extend this. Watch, extend this up, extend this up. Now I haven't done that. I have to create another line here. So you can see why I said it is difficult but achievable. So I have to trim off. Watch what I'm doing. It's just for you to get the concept. Once you get the concept, you can do it. Watch what I'm doing. I'm trying to create a cover. Okay, make sure that there's no leakage. I'll trim off this side too. Now see what I've done. Now I'll link. Let me raise it up very well so that you see what I'm doing. Let me move it up. So the ideal thing I did was to create let me expand it. I created a rectangle, okay, of this size. So I'll now link them. See the linkage now. I'll link them. I'll try to link them from here. I'll also link from here. I can extend this up, but there's no problem. Let me just link like this. Now once you link, the next thing to do is to trim and trim this side. So so you can see the trimming I'm doing. So this is what I have. See the shape now looking like a bottle. Now don't worry about what we have here. So the next thing after doing that, okay, I'll now, there's a command, the next one here. You know what we've been working on is boundary line. That's what we've been working. So now we'll now come to axis. So if you click on this axis, you will now draw a line very close to it. You understand? Then take it up. Don't make the line go inside. If it goes inside, that's where there will be a problem. So I'll say finish. So you can see it has created it. Very simple. So I'll finish. Now is inside this box. Let me hide this, for instance. Now I can delete it if I want, but for now I don't want to hide elements. Let me hide all of them. So let's check it in realistic view. So you can see, so this is the tank. No, not this one, this one. So this is what we've created. Now look at the nozzle. Let's go back to set it to make it look better instead of looking like a feeding bottle. Now I'll select, once you select it like this, it will give you arrow that you can use to reduce, to join them close to each other. Select, you can see it will make it look more realistic or reasonable. So guys, this is how to create vertical tank. All right, so I can change the color if I want. To change the color, you have to be in editing mode. All right guys, the next thing I want to be doing in the next lecture is going to be adding color to this tank which I've created. Okay, so I'll be teaching you how to add any color of your choice. Then after which I'll be teaching you how to create a pipe and the flanges, and and to connect the pipe or the various pipes to this tank, and maybe if there's another tank, all right, that I'll be creating. Okay, so this is how to create tank. So you can create any kind of standing or vertical tank with this method, guys. So if you're interested in my training available include AutoCAD 2D and 3D, Revit architecture, Revit interior. A lot of people don't know that you can make use of Revit to do powerful interior design. Yes, I'll show you how to do that. Then Revit MEP, okay, which this is one of it, mechanical, electrical and plumbing. So we are doing the mechanical aspect of it, guys. Okay, so you can also contact me for training on Orion Start Pro. Now your distance is not a barrier. You can book an online section with me. Like this is an online section that was booked. Okay, if there's no time for us to do it one-on-one directly, I'll create your own class. Your own video will be different from another person, so I'll be creating your class, I'll be sending it to you, you'll be learning. All right guys, I'll see you next class. My name is King James.